How's it going, guys? I'm at the end of my bowl here, and about to do a review on this pipe for you. Starting to taste a little ashy at this point. Yeah, that's done. So let's address the hat. How about that? Before we really even get into this, this is a bomber hat. Some people might think it looks ridiculous. I don't really care. Although I don't really wear it in public too much. I wear it when I want to be warm, because I go over function over form, and the older I get. So I'm addressing this before I get the comments on it. It's warm as hell. It's cold as hell out here right now. My head is warm as hell because of this hat. I could put on a cool beanie or something, but it's not going to keep me as warm. I find the older I get, the less I care about what people think of me, the more I care about comfort. I think generally a lot of people get like that the older they get. So anyway, now that we discussed the ridiculous hat that I'm wearing, that is ridiculously warm, I don't have it bundled up, but it is probably 17 or 18 degrees out right now. Which again, I say that to people and they're like, that's not cold where I live, it's negative 20 all year round. Sorry for you, man, that sucks, that's cold. 17 is cold for me. So, but I want to come out here and enjoy a pipe early in the morning. A smoke and a pancake. Minus the pancake, unfortunately. Just some coffee. But this video is going to be on this pipe. This is a Mr. Brog pipe. This is part of the package that they sent for me to try, and I've been enjoying this pipe lately. This is a Bulldog, written right there on the shank. And this one is made out of pear wood, or pear root wood rather. So it's not a briar pipe, so it helps it make it a little bit more affordable. They're 25 bucks on Amazon, and of course Mr. Brog is available in a lot of the European countries, as well as the United States. It's interesting, this particular pipe does take a filter, all right, which I'm using for the review, but I don't normally buy filters. I like the option for a pipe to have filters, but I don't usually use them. Number one, it's an additional cost that I don't feel like paying for. This, I believe, is a 9mm filter. It actually works really well, and the purpose here not just to filter the tobacco, but also to keep your mouthpiece dry. I did smoke this 2 times without the filter in, and it worked just fine. I didn't get any kind of any moisture or anything like that, because that is a huge bummer. I've had that before, smoking a pipe, where you get a little bit of that tobacco juice coming through and that touches your lips. Man, talk about bitter. If you ever had like a triple IPA, 100 IBUs, if you're a beer guy, it's way more bitter than that. So it's not a good thing at all. But using a filter will keep your pipe extra dry as well. I believe these are like $6 for a 10-pack. If you're smoking a pipe all the time, it's going to be an additional cost. For someone like me who casually smokes pipes and cigars, it's a hobby. It's really not that bad. It's not a big deal. I may get an extra pack of filters just to have them, but it does take a filter if you wanted to, or obviously just leave it without the filter in. The filter does hinder your draw a little bit. All right, so you're not going to get as much smoke output when you are using your filter, so keep that in mind. Smoke's great. Smokes like a champ. If you could see the fit and finish here, and it might be hard to tell. Actually, let me move my hand because you might be able to see a little bit of light coming through there. It butts up pretty well. It's not a direct fit. This is not a $200 or $300 pipe. So there's just the slightest bit of gap between your parts here. Again, maybe more expected on your basket pipe priced pipes out there. Not a huge deal to me. It's not very noticeable, to the eye, but obviously I'm looking this thing up and down because I'm doing a review on it, and you can see that there's a little bit of a gap there. I like the Bulldog shape, obviously, because I have a Bulldog. That's pretty much why I like Bulldogs, but honestly, it's very comfortable in the hand. Obviously, it's a huge shank here. All right, pretty decent sized bowl. All right, I get about an hour smoke on this when it's packed. Here's my issue with this, because it's not briar. Even though you have a pretty wide, bowl on this, you think that there'd be enough material, to kind of barrier your hand from that that burning ember that's inside your pipe. Obviously, your tobacco burning. It's kind of strange. I've had bowls that were super thin that didn't get too warm. I've had really thick bowls that get warm. This is one of those things that gets really warm. About halfway through, it gets to a point where it's just really hot, and I think that's because it's the pear root and not briar. Briar pipes, from my experiences, I've had a couple different wood pipes before. Briar tends to absorb that heat a little bit better. Because it's wintertime, and that's when I generally smoke a pipe, having a warm bowl is not a huge deal to me, because keep my hand warm. But come summertime, I wouldn't smoke this. This bowl gets too hot halfway down to comfortably hold. Okay, I'm actually doing one of these. Once I'm halfway down, I'm not really gripping with my whole hand anymore. I'm gripping with my fingertips because it's getting too hot. So that's one of the downsides to this pipe. Fit and finish is like 95% as opposed to 100% perfect. And the bowl gets hot. That is kind of a big downside, especially if you're going to be considering smoking this pipe in the summertime when the weather is warmer. You definitely don't want a super hot bowl. Besides that, it's pretty nice. The coloration on here is kind of a light to medium red. It might be hard to tell. It has a little bit of a slight reddish pinkish hue to it. Might be hard for the camera to pick that up. I mean, but it's a nice color. I love the rustication on the bowl itself. I love how the shank is smooth. Obviously, it's a huge mouthpiece here. Interesting. I mean, it's a beautiful pipe. For $25, even though I didn't buy this particular one, I would have purchased something like this, especially if I walked into a smoke shop, saw this pipe for the $25 price tag. It's something I normally would buy. I like it a lot. But again, the biggest downside is I'll never smoke this in warm weather, ever. It's nice in the wintertime, keeps my hand warm, but again, even being 17 degrees out or so, halfway down this bowl, it was getting a little bit too warm to be comfortably gripping onto that, tightly. So yeah, of course it has its setbacks and drawbacks, but you're going to get that with pretty much every more affordable pipe. So yeah, there you go. That is my review of the Mr. Brog Bulldog pipe in pear root wood. Interesting. Very cool. So there you go. Talked about the pipe. Talked about the ridiculous hat. It's time for me to go. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day. Stay warm, and I'll see you soon. Take care.